A billionaire gets iced out, a teenage prodigy takes over the locker room, and a 33-year-old big man with a medical file thicker than a phone book is holding the whole thing together by duct tape and vibes. That is not a movie. That is the Dallas Mavericks right now. So yeah, the rebuild starts today, whether Dallas likes it or not. We begin with the big headline. Marc Stein, who basically has a permanent seat inside Dallas group chats, reports that after Nico Harrison got pushed out, there has been no sign that Anthony Davis is trying to force his way off the Mavs. The front office is working with his camp to decide if they actually trade him or keep him. Sounds calm, mature, professional. Also sounds like leverage theater. Think about it. Every other team in the league can see the same thing you see. AD is 33, he's injury-prone. He's now a little on the Texas barbecue diet, and Dallas just fired the guy who traded for him. If you call another GM and say, hey, do you want Anthony Davis? They will say, sure, but you obviously have to move him, so enjoy these pennies. The only way Dallas fights that is by pretending they are happy to keep him. We love AD. We might keep him. We will see. Translation, please pretend we have options so you do not destroy us on this trade. So yeah, do not treat every maybe we keep him report like it fell from a mountain. Teams lie when they have to, especially when the cap sheet looks like a crime scene. Quick glove touch to the algorithm before we keep cooking. If you enjoy messy rebuilds, billionaire drama, and way too much pressure on a teenager, tap like, smash subscribe, and drop a comment for the next team we need to fix. It tells the algorithm you enjoy hoops with receipts, not fairy tales. Back to where this actually starts. Mark Cuban sells the team. He thinks he still has a strong voice in basketball decisions. He's Mark Cuban. He lives for that. Then, Nico Harrison quietly starts unplugging his mic. Behind the scenes, Nico works to push Cuban out of the decision room. So by the time he ships out Luka, Cuban is basically an NFT owner. Looks nice on paper, zero control. He's fully iced out. Couldn't stop the trade. Didn't even see it coming. That alone would be wild. But the coach hated Nico too. Jason Kidd and his people inside the organization had already been making the fire Nico case. They felt he botched the roster. At point guard, all he delivered was D'Angelo Russell as a holdover until Kyrie came back. Kidd sees that and goes, that's it? By game 2, he's already playing undrafted rookie Ryan Nembhard more minutes than D'Lo. That's not subtle. That's a coach sending a text through the rotation. Then the locker room tips over. Players say it's harder to play at home than on the road. That's the opposite of how sports are supposed to work. Home is where the crowd loves you, not where everyone wants your boss fired. They get a chance to win a game. PJ Washington goes to the free throw line. This is supposed to be church, silence, focus, whispers. Instead, the crowd is chanting "Fire Nico" while their own players at the line. Imagine trying to hit clutch free throws while your home arena is booing your boss. That's not a rebuild, that's a group therapy session. And in the middle of this chaos is Klay Thompson. Klay left the Warriors to avoid being a sixth man. He wanted to start. He wanted to prove he was still Klay, not vintage Klay on throwback night. He had 4 years and $80 million on the table in Los Angeles, guaranteed. Instead, he takes $50 million to play with Luka in Dallas. He gives up $30 million just to chase winning with a superstar. Then, Luka gets traded. That dream evaporates. And suddenly, Klay is coming off the bench in Dallas on some nights anyway. He sacrificed money and role for a script that got canceled after 1 season. So now Patrick Dumont is in charge. New owner, different vibe. He doesn't like the spotlight. You can hear it in interviews. He wants a general manager who can talk to media and fans so he doesn't have to stand in front of cameras every time something weird happens. Nico? Not that guy. Even when things were going well, he was awkward with microphones, said the wrong thing, gave the wrong quote. So Dumont looks around. Could be Dennis Lindsey, currently in Detroit, or it could be Matt Riccardi, the interim GM already in the chair. Whoever it is, the job description is clear. You're not just fixing a roster, you're rebuilding a franchise around Cooper Flagg. Let's talk about that part because everything spins around Cooper now. Before Anthony Davis, before any big trade, there is one simple question. What do you do with Kyrie Irving? On paper, it's easy. You move Kyrie for picks and a young player. Dallas doesn't control its own draft picks until 2031 outside of this year. That's a long time to be living on vibes. Look at 2029. That pick belongs to Houston. That's nightmare fuel. The Rockets could get rich off your future pain. Getting that pick back would be huge for Dallas, and Kyrie would actually fit in Houston better than the guards they have now. He's not a pure point guard, but he's still far better at running offense than what they have now. There's even a version where he links up with his buddy KD again, and Dallas walks away with a prospect like Reed Shepherd. On paper, the spreadsheets are smiling. In real life, fans still love Kyrie. Kyrie is the postcard from better days. He and Luka dragged this franchise to the finals just 16 months ago. You trade him now, it doesn't feel like smart asset management. It feels like ripping down the last happy poster in the room. Plus, if he misses the whole season coming off that ACL, he doesn't even hurt your tank. He helps it. And if he comes back and wants to stay, he might actually be a good mentor for Cooper Flagg, at least on the court. So front office logic says move him. Emotional logic says keep him. The rebuild has to pick a side. And it's not just Kyrie. Every player not named Cooper Flagg is now a search result. They're all getting trade machine treatment. Max Christie, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, Klay Thompson, Jaden Hardy, Najee Marshall would be in the mix too, but he can't legally be moved yet. Contract rules still exist, even in chaos. Why so aggressive? Because if you're truly rebuilding around an 18-year-old, you don't need a half Nico roster hanging around. You need to tank this year, get clean, and build a timeline that matches your teenager, not your 33-year-old big. Which brings us back to Anthony Davis. This is the trade that will define the new Dallas. Forget the word rebuild for a minute. Look at basketball fit. Why would you keep a 33-year-old who wants to play the exact position Cooper is supposed to own for the next decade? That's like buying a sports car and parking a bus in front of it. AD does help your short-term tank. That part is honest. He's banged up right now. Doctors are already nervous that if you push him back too soon from this current injury, he could tear his Achilles. Nico is apparently ready to roll those dice. That's not aggressive. That's casino behavior. If that happens, disaster. You're stuck paying superstar money for a guy whose body could betray him. The crazy part is this same AD just had a monster season 2 years ago with the Lakers. He played 76 games, averaged about 25 points and 13 rebounds a night, made first-team defense, second-team All-NBA, All-Star. That's best big man on a contender production. When healthy, he's still that piece, the kind of player you usually can't touch unless you gut your team. Now, because of age and injuries, you might get him at a discount. For a contender, this could be the trade of the decade. Dallas isn't that contender. Not right now, at least. So who's desperate enough and close enough to risk it? Look at Golden State. The Warriors' locker room looks tired. After another ugly loss, both Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green are calling out teammates publicly. Jonathan Kuminga looked like he had turned the corner for a while. Now he's back to being inconsistent again, up one night, down the next. Bottom line, they don't look like a conference finals team right now, and time doesn't care about legacies. Steph Curry is aging in real time. You think that front office isn't desperate to get Steph a fifth ring before the clock hits zero? Anthony Davis could be his best teammate since Kevin Durant. Golden State is small. They always have to hide someone on defense. AD gives them that switchable coverage they dream about. He can anchor the paint, chase big wings, and still score 20+ when you need him.
The fit makes basketball sense. The problem is the trade math. To make the salaries work, they basically have to move either Jimmy Butler or Draymond Green. There is no cute little attach a pick and a bench guy solution. The cap sheet says, pick one grown man. Jimmy has the higher peak. He can take over a playoff game, but Draymond is the nerve system of that team. He and Steph share basketball brain cells at this point. Remove Draymond and the offense is not the same organism. So the proposed three-team idea goes like this. Warriors get Anthony Davis, the Bucks get Jimmy Butler, the Mavericks get Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Kevin Porter Jr., Taurean Prince, and control of 3 first-round picks. Again, one good young player, one good pick. That is the minimum Dallas has to walk away with. And Chicago is not alone. Kings, Wolves, Pacers, Knicks, Hawks, Sixers, Hornets, Pelicans, Raptors, Celtics, Clippers. That is a long list of teams that could at least call about AD. The more bidders, the better the final price. Simple economics. But remember the first thing we said, Dallas has every reason to pretend they might keep him. It's the only way to avoid getting bullied on the trade call. So if you hear, we are open to keeping Anthony, translate it correctly. We would like other teams to panic and add one more pick, thank you. While all of this goes on, one last story hangs over Dallas like a weird reminder. Ryan Rollins. This man was making $1.7 million in the NBA and still got arrested for shoplifting body wash from Target. Not once, not twice, 7 times. At that point, it's not a mistake. It's a side quest. Most guys don't come back from that kind of headline. Instead, he grinds. He fights for another shot. And now he's having a breakout season in Milwaukee, turning one of the dumbest off-court sagas you can imagine into one of the better comeback arcs in the league. Dallas needs that energy, not the shoplifting part, the comeback part. A front office that got messy, a roster that lost his map, a fan base yelling at his own free throw shooters, and an 18-year-old named Cooper Flagg in the middle of it all, trying to start something new. If they get this Anthony Davis trade right, if they pick the right GM, if they stop lying to themselves about where they are on the timeline, this could be the start of something real. Until then, enjoy the chaos, tap like if you made it this far, and drop your wildest AD trade in the comments. Somewhere out there, a rebuild is about to make someone look like a genius or put another billionaire on mute. Peace.